What's up? What's up? What's up, Steeler Nation? It's me, SimFBallCritic, and I know a lot of you guys know me from Terrible Towel Tuesday. What this is, guys, is an extension of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I told you guys I was planning on doing a new series. This, my friends, will be called the Terrible Towel Post Game. All right, and as you can see, I have Ben Roethlisberger right up there. We're gonna focus on him. See how his eyes are closed? We're gonna focus on Ben a little bit later, but I just wanted to welcome you guys, man, that may or may not be new to my channel. Let me give you guys, at least some quick history. Again, my name is SimFBallCritic. A lot of you guys know me from being a diehard Steeler fan. I do Terrible Towel Tuesday on Tuesdays, where I basically, generally give a recap of the game. But I think I'm gonna, start doing this a little bit differently. Hence the reason why now we're gonna introduce this new series, the post game. So this will be the Terrible Towel post game. All right. So what I plan to do, guys, is give a post game recap immediately following the game, an hour or two or so after the game. But there's two reasons why I want to do that. I want it to be fresh on my mind, and I want to have that real reaction like you guys. A lot of us watch the game together, even though we're not sitting in the same room. I know a lot of us, communicate via Twitter and things like that. So I want to give an opportunity for you guys to have your fresh thoughts. All right, to share those thoughts in the chats and me. I want it to be as organic as possible. I don't have a ton of notes, only the notes that I've taken while watching the game. And I want to do that. That'll be about what happened in that game, right? And then on Tuesdays, what we'll do is we'll give a reflection on, light reflections on what happened. By that time, hopefully the All 22 is out there. Yes, guys, I do have that. And I did use basically donations from you guys to purchase it. So I thank you guys for that. I have the All 22 now, so hopefully if it's ready by Tuesday, because I think on the site it says 2 to 3 days, but hopefully my plan is if it's ready by Tuesday, I can review a few plays, can try to show you some of those during the stream. I know it's hard for me to do that because of copyrights and things like that, but I have an idea of maybe doing it frame by frame and still shots and something like that. So basically Tuesdays would be more or less me, a light recap of what we already know, what we already have talked about in the post-game show. And then after that, Tuesdays, we'll also look ahead for the next opponent. All right, so that's how we'll do it. And again, because of all of you guys' support is the reason why I've elected to do more than one show. So now it will be the Terrible Towel post-game show and then Terrible Towel Tuesdays. All right, good with y'all? So let's get into it, man. It's a lot to talk about here tonight, guys. It's funny, right? It's a lot happened in that game. And like I said, I'm just having some fun, guys. And let me make sure I'm pointing in the right direction. This guy here, just having some fun with this guy here, using him as the backdrop. Let's dive into, let's get into the bad, okay? Let's get into the bad. At first, I was going to start with the good, but let's get into the bad, get that out of the way. And I want you guys to understand why you can still be a little optimistic about what we saw on Sunday. Okay, so first and foremost, what I'm going to do, this is how I usually start off Terrible Towel Tuesdays. I like to do a recap of what I saw in the game in terms of the first drive. So I'll do that really quick. I'll focus only on offense in this particular, this one. And then when I get to defense, I'll do the defense. So quick notes that I took, guys, as far as the first drive. The offense came out. Ben Roethlisberger misses AB on a 3rd and 2. Okay? That was one of the biggest things I noticed. Roethlisberger looks rusty. And let's stay on Roethlisberger for a minute. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Ben missed some throws out there. He missed some throws. I think it was one where he missed Hunter wide open. He missed Jesse James again. Again, he missed Antonio Brown a couple times. Ben was looking very erratic in that game, man. Very erratic. Now, I know the weather could have something to do with it. I get it. But let's talk about that interception. When he forces the ball to Antonio Brown, Denzel Ward comes up with the pick. Why did he do that? Why? If you look at the replay, it was already 2 guys in that area, and then Denzel Ward had the like mind to read the quarterback's eyes, and he was able to get over there. So essentially, there were 3 people in that spot forcing the ball to Antonio Brown. That's an interception, okay? Now, Roethlisberger has 4 interceptions to his credit, 2 of which I'll put on him. The other 2, and you might say the other 3, but let's just say where I'm going with it is there were a couple times they were like strip sacks or whatever, or, you know, the ball popped up. Okay, so we know what happened in the last one. Okay, he got hit, ball pops up, guy picks it off, and I'm thinking that they're going to run it in and win overtime, running the football, you know, returning that interception. Okay, the first one, all Ben Roethlisberger, forcing the ball to AB. That was a force. Even Bruce Arians said it in the booth, you know, at least where I'm watching it. I don't know if it's the same. I guess it's the same because it was a nationally broadcast game, but Bruce Arians was in the booth. He said it clearly that was a force to Antonio Brown, okay? Big mistake. Jesse James had one that he dropped. Ball hit him in the hands, pops up, another interception. I believe that was Denzel Ward's second interception, okay? Can't have that, okay? And then the other one, what was the other one? There was another pick that Ben threw. Oh, when he went deep to Antonio Brown. Now, it seemed like they were not on the same page. So I can't all the way put that on Ben, but I can still put it on him because both him and AB have to take the credit for that one. You know, that deep shot when Antonio Brown was working, I believe, in the middle of the field, but Ben threw it on the outside, or it might have been vice versa. Ben might have threw it on the inside and AB might have went out. I can't remember, but y'all know it was the deep shot. It would have been a 1-on-1 50-50 ball. Ben throws a pick. Return the ball over 6 times, okay? Roethlisberger gets stripped a couple times, lose the ball. James Conner fumbles the ball late in the fourth quarter. It was around 7-minute mark. I know people are going to try to kill James Conner, but I'm going to throw James Conner some bail. You know, I'm going to definitely take his side in this one. Okay, he fumbled. Okay, but the weather was nasty, very nasty. And James Conner had a phenomenal game outside of that. So I can't blame the man for fumbling the ball. It is what it is. It was a turnover. I get it. But at the same time, we can't just hold him accountable completely for that. Yeah, he dropped it. But if you look at the play, you know, Myles Garrett made a nice play, kind of stripped it from the back. Conner should have secured it a little better. But it is what it is. It happens. And speaking of Myles Garrett, he had a monster game, and I'm going to get to that. Yeah, somebody said, wait, 6 times? Yeah, 6 turnovers, bruh. 6. Let me count the ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 turnovers. You're not going to win a game in the NFL, in my opinion, if you turn the ball over 6 times. I don't even, listen, the fact that the Steelers didn't lose is a blessing. And where else I want to go? It's so much I want to talk about, guys. I'm going to be all over the place because, like I said, that's what this post-game is for. It's not scripted. It's all over the place. Let me pause real quick and say this. Can you Steelers fans, can y'all stop overreacting? First of all, they didn't lose the game, okay? We lost it ourselves, but in terms of the record, we didn't get a loss. And second of all, we should have lost when you turn the ball over that way. That's number one. Number two, I'm already seeing people saying, oh, fire Tomlin, fire Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, trade Ben Roethlisberger is what I'm seeing. Trade him. Come on, stop it. Now, yes, Roethlisberger didn't play his best game. I can definitely agree with that. But, guys, it's week 1. Since Roethlisberger has been in the older bracket, the last couple years, have we not seen him struggle on the road, particularly early in the season? It happened last year. Pump your brakes, okay? There's other teams out here that are losing that's supposed to be good teams that lost today. Pump your brakes. Look at the Saints. Who would have thought the Saints would have lost that way to a Ryan Fitzpatrick, which we got to play very soon, I might add, in Tampa Bay? But pump your brakes. And Mike Tomlin didn't fumble the ball, nor did he throw an interception. So why are we firing Mike Tomlin? And the reason why I want to say that is if you take the turnovers away, which I'm going to talk about a little later, you take the turnovers away, the Steelers actually didn't play a bad game. In terms of statistical, you know, if you look at the stats, let's take a look really, really quick, and then I'll get back into some more of the offense, some more specifics. But Roethlisberger somehow still threw for 335 yards, right? And I might have been a little more than that. I don't know if the NFL Network thing here is up to date. And sorry, guys, if you're hearing... Actually, let me close this out because you might be hearing some feedback in the back. Let me look at it on my phone here. Give me just a second. Because on the computer, I think it's playing off of the desktop, and y'all might be hearing like double audio. So let's take a look at all of the statistics, man. Really quick. Ben Roethlisberger. Oh, so are they not counting one of his interceptions? Because they have him at 23 attempts for 41. 23 of 41, 335 yards. They have 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. I thought it was 4, but maybe they're counting that other one as a fumble and it popped up in the guy's hand, so maybe not. But anyway, look at that stat, okay? Antonio Brown ended up with 9 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. He got hot late. Juju Smith-Schuster, 5 catches for 119 yards. James Conner, 31 rushing attempts, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 receptions for 57 yards. We're going to get back to James Conner here in a moment. So let me go back into some of the things that caught my eye in this game. I'm just going to talk about all of the miscues on offense. Big Ben did do something nice on third. It was a 3rd and 2 where he found Jesse James. He kept the play alive. That was great. But Myles Garrett finally got his sack on Ben Roethlisberger, and Myles Garrett was disruptive the whole game. My goodness. Let's talk about the offensive line. The O-line did fairly well, but a lot of those interceptions, not the interceptions, but a lot of those, like the strip sacks and the strip fumbles or whatever you want to call it. Why did that happen? Because of pressure. Ben having to get moved off the spot. I won't say the offensive line played terrible, but we got to put some of that on them because there were many times where Ben was getting hit and the ball was, getting stripped or sack, fumble, whatever you want to call it. There you have it. Cleveland's defensive line was playing. And Myles Garrett won't play in no games out there. Finally got his sack, and I believe he got Ben a couple times, and I believe he was one of the ones who created the strip sack. There you have it. O-line got to do better. Okay? Penalties was killing us. Where the penalty yardage? I got to see this. Penalties were killing us, folks. I mean, I'm going to get it for you. Like I said, man, this show is going to be a little more loose. This is off the cuff, so everything won't be the way, more prepared. And like I said, I like that. I like this, the natural, the organicness of this particular post-game show where it's all raw. So let me go back and take a look here at some of the other statistics. Give me a second, man. Oh, my God. 6 turnovers is killing me, man. I just can't get past that. What was I looking for, guys? I can't even find the stat I was looking for. But anyway, let's look at some more of this stuff, man. I'm going to show you guys all of the negative things that I saw from the offense while watching. We already talked about the pick. Marquise Pouncey gets a holding. Gilbert gets a hands to the face. That was on a consecutive drive. Now, listen to this. This is something that you actually can take away from the red zone offense. We were in the red zone, right? It was off of that Juju Smith-Schuster play, I believe, when he ran it all the way down to the red zone. There was a hold-in on Marquise Pouncey, backed us up. There was another hands to the face by Marcus Gilbert, backed us up. And if I remember correctly, we were on the 22-yard line. I think it was like 2nd and goal from the 22. And we scored again. AB doing AB things. Ben throws the ball, one-on-one coverage against Denzel Ward. AB makes a phenomenal catch, gets into the end zone. But prior to that, James Conner ran in, which could have been his 3rd touchdown of the day, called back. And then Justin Hunter, Ben found him in the end zone. That got called back. And like I said, the next play, Antonio Brown catches the touchdown. So that was incredible to see that. It's encouraging to see that. Maybe we're going to be a little more efficient down in the red zone. Let's see. We ran a quarterback sneak. We haven't seen Ben Roethlisberger do that in a long time. He picked up a 1st down. It was a 3rd and 1, if I'm not mistaken, in the second half. Ran a quarterback sneak. That's something to keep an eye on. Brady does it all the time. Let's see what else we got, guys. Ben was just making a lot of reckless throws, man. It's just a lot of reckless throws on Ben's part. It just, and I think we can end it there as far as Roethlisberger. Listen, you cannot turn the ball over, okay? like I said, a couple of those interceptions you could outright say it was Ben's fault. A couple of the other ones you could count, or one of the other ones now, I guess since they're not counting one as an interception, at least the first one was all Ben. Okay? Throwing it to AB and he's fully covered. Why would you do that? The other one was questionable with him and, you know, AB not being on the same page, so you got to give both of them the blame. And then the one with Jesse James. Jesse James just drops it, it pops up, tip drill, Denzel Ward gets it. The other turnovers, pressure. Pressure bust pipes, strip sacks, ball is out, and then there was the one with James Conner. And he fumbles, and there you have it. And Ben actually hustled down. Now, what do y'all think? I thought that play actually where he tackled, I think it was Peppers, I thought it would have been a touchback because it went out of the end zone, but after they further explained it, I didn't realize they said even though Peppers started losing the ball because the ball touched him while he was out of bounds, the ball is considered out of bounds at that point. He doesn't have to maintain possession. So that's why the Browns were able to get the ball right there on the one after that situation. But at first, I thought it should have been a touchback. There was a couple other plays. Hold on, guys. Let me find it. There was a couple other plays that it was another crazy play in the game that they robbed us on. Where is it? I got to find it, y'all. Give me a second, man. There was another play I wanted to talk about. And maybe if you guys remember it, y'all can say it, but there was another wild issue that it went against us. It was the play that Tomlin challenged. What was that? What was that for? I'm trying to remember. If one of you guys can refresh my memory, there was a play that Tomlin challenged, and I think it clearly should have went our way. Oh, the punt. Okay? When we punted back to Cleveland, I think it was in the fourth quarter, it was, and they said that the ball didn't hit, I think it was Nick Chubb. The ball hit him in the head. I understand that it might have not have been that, you know, conclusive on the video, but you could tell that that ball hit him. I think the refs blew it on that one, but I understand why they stuck with the call because it might have been too close to overturn it. But I think on that punt, absolutely, that was our ball. That could have changed the game. So that along with James Conner's, you know, fumble, that really changed the game in terms of us being able to close it out. But it still doesn't excuse the other turnovers by the offense. All right, so I'm sick and done with the offense. Let's go to the good part of the game, shall we? What did we talk about coming into this game? What have we been talking about all offseason? What did we talk about after the third preseason game against the Tennessee Titans? Remember we said, listen, if our defense can play like that and our offense can get going, we're going to be tough to beat. And I have to tell you, I have to at least say, listen, it was the Cleveland Browns, and no disrespect to them, but it's not like we were playing a great offensive machine. But I really like what I saw out of that defense. Okay? Now, did they give up a couple plays? Of course they did. Sure they did. Every defense is going to give up some plays. There's no perfect defense. Like I'm seeing so many people saying, oh, but they shouldn't have gave this up. Shouldn't have gave. Listen, they are professionals as well. Okay? That play with Josh Gordon, heck of a catch. That was a beast-like animal catch. And it was good coverage. Cam Sutton was right there. It was good coverage, but Josh Gordon played the big boy role right there. Took the ball away. You cannot fault Cam Sutton for that. And sorry, guys, you might hear some extra noise. My wife's on the phone up there, so it is what it is. But listen, that was a great catch by Josh Gordon. There were a couple plays with Cam Sutton. You know, he got beat on one of the plays, I think, in that same drive. It happens. Every corner gets beat. But let me tell you what I did see in that game. Did y'all see as much man coverage as I saw? Okay? Did y'all also see a lot of pass breakups? Primarily, Mike Hilton was out there balling, okay? Joe Hayden was out there balling until he went down. Let's keep our eyes on that. I think he went down with a hamstring. And Cam Sutton had to come in the game, which I'm actually happy that Cam Sutton was able to get some playing time. That's good. But our guys was playing, man. Sean Davis was out there balling. Too bad his first interception got called back. And too bad he couldn't come up with the interception that other time in the fourth quarter. That was another thing that could have turned the game around. Very reminiscent of how we felt against the Patriots last year, where if Sean Davis makes the interception, game is over. I think if Sean Davis gets the interception in this game against the Browns, that would have given us an opportunity, more than likely, hold the ball or get some points. We walk out of there with a win. Now, to his defense, you know, he did kind of get it with the right hand, and he didn't quite get both hands on it. I get it. But, man, if he comes up with that pick, it would have been great. But where I'm going to give Sean Davis credit, I saw a lot of Sean Davis being that rangy center fielder. Think about that play where it was going to Njoku, right? Sean Davis undercuts that seam route and gets there. That is something that we did not see Mike Mitchell do last year. Never saw Mitchell do that, right? Sean Davis so far is looking like a great move at free safety, an upgrade over Mike Mitchell so far. Terrell Edmonds had some good plays out there. He had a nice pass breakup. And Cam Sutton with his interception. Cam Sutton showed himself very well in that game. Listen, man, defense looked improved to me. And again, it's Tyrod Taylor. It's the Cleveland Browns. No disrespect. But they have weapons. The kid Galloway, but then they have Landry, they have Josh Gordon and Njoku. So I'm not going to sit here and act like we played some bums. I'm just saying, I like what I saw out of the defense. Okay, there was a moment in the game, second half, where we, you know, some leaks started to, you know, started to spill a little bit. We started to spring a few leaks in the run game on that one particular drive where they rushed for like 60-some-odd yards in the one drive and unable to contain Tyrod Taylor. He runs around, gets the touchdown. That was a lapse. I get it. But you have to admit, those boys probably went into halftime. They got pumped up. They made a few adjustments, punched us in the mouth really quick on that drive. And I remember telling my father-in-law, Leonard, as we watched the game, I said, you know what? I want to see how do they respond. How do they respond? Obviously, Cleveland made a few adjustments. Will we respond? We did. We shut the run game down after that. Okay, now I will say that the Browns did outrush us for the most part. Let's look at the stats again. In totality, they did outrush us. I think they had like 177 yards or whatever. But again, that's a mix of Tyrod Taylor, a mix of Chubb, a mix of Hyde. It didn't really kill us. And if you think about Tyrod Taylor, man, passing wise, this guy, 14 for 40. 197 yards. Now, a good amount of that was him. He was wildly inaccurate in some of that too, but a good amount of it as well was pressure. Bud Dupree showed up in that game, okay? Played fairly well. There were a couple instances where he kind of overran the sack, but Bud got him a sack. He showed up pretty well. I like the blitzing that we did, you know, particularly when we started blitzing the corner and things like that. We were getting in Tyrod Taylor's face. And T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt had 4 sacks. Bruh. And I know a lot of us were trying to say, listen, was that switch, you know, putting T.J. on the opposite side of Bud, you know, them flip-flopping, was it really going to matter? It sure looked like it did in this game. T.J. Watt was a stud out there. Loving it. Loving it. Bostic did fairly well. Williams did fairly well. Like I said, the entire defense, Stephon Tuitt and Cam Hayward was getting in Tyrod's face a lot. Listen, and I think we had a total of 7 sacks in the game. So the Steelers defense boded very well. They are the reason why we didn't lose the game. They're the reason. Because guess what else happened? The defense, you got to give them credit for this, blocked the punt. Blocked the field goal. They blocked the field goal, which would have allowed us, or allowed the Cleveland Browns to win it in overtime. Time after time after time, the defense had to show up and keep the offense in the game. And that is something that we haven't been able to say for a very long time. That, to me, folks, is encouraging. Very encouraging. We haven't been able to say that about our defense. Again, I know there's a caveat. It's the Cleveland Browns. But still, but they showed up. They showed up when they needed to. I'm encouraged by the defense. Hopefully Joe Hayden can stay healthy, but we'll see. What else, guys? I think that might be all I got, man. Let me see, guys. My mom is calling me. Let me let her know that I'm busy really quick. 1 second, guys. Y'all know this is live. This is how we do it. We do it live. So let's see. Is there anything else I got in here, man, in my notes? And then I definitely want to, you know, it's really more about you guys. I want to see what you guys have to say. Yeah, I talked about Cam Sutton's interception and his pass breakups. Bud Dupree was offsides on that 4th and 10. That almost hurt us. Joe Hayden had a nice pass breakup, saving a touchdown against Gordon. Edmonds had a nice pass breakup against Njoku. And I said TJ Watt with his 4 sacks and that play by Sean Davis in overtime to knock the ball away. That was a good read by Tyrod Taylor going up the seam to Njoku. Sean Davis makes the play. Again, I don't recall seeing many times where we felt confident in that play if that's Mike Mitchell. If that's Mike Mitchell, he probably doesn't get there in time, and that's 6 the other way. Let's talk about Artie Burns really, really quick. Keep your head, young man. You can't be getting double personal fouls. What is your problem? Now, understand it's chippy out there and you wrestle the guy, blah, 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 but taking your helmet off? Come on, man. That could have really, and it really did hurt us, but come on, bruh. And let me come to the defense of Mike Tomlin here. Can we please stop getting everybody saying how undisciplined the team is and it's the coach's fault? Follow what I'm saying here. How is that the coach's fault? How is it the coach's fault for a player being chippy and pulling somebody down on the floor, on the ground, and taking his helmet off? That ain't the coach's fault. That's him making a decision to do that. Now, what I would like to see is a coach discipline him, which he did, took him out of the game at that point, and put Cam Sutton in there. That was great to see. So I'm just sick and tired. Listen, let me say this, and then I'll move on to seeing what you guys have to say. What I'm about here is objectivity. It's, you know, I like to see what people, subjectivity as well. I like to see people's opinions, and we can debate, and we can have like-minded discussion, and we can have, again, a little bit of debate. I love it. I love it all. But what I'm not really going to listen to anymore, man, I think this podcast is for people who really look at the nitty-gritty of the game. Not saying that casual fans can't watch. I want you all to watch. But I'm just not going to pay attention to some of the outlandish opinions, because clearly you're just not paying attention. The fact that people want Tomlin fired for today, which the man didn't lose the game, it still was a tie. However y'all want to frame it, oh, but it's Cleveland. So what? It's an NFL team, an NFL-capable team. They tied them after 6 turnovers. We won't even supposed to tie. Okay? Also, stop acting like we're supposed to stop every play and every down and don't allow any yards. Come on, stop it. Stop it with that. Can we have rational opinions here? Rational opinions. Those are the ones that I'm really going to dive into and really discuss, because some of you guys' opinions, I'm saying you guys, but I don't know who's watching, but some of you guys' opinions are so far to the left. I mean, like, the season is already over. Do y'all remember that the New England Patriots went 2-2 last year, lost their season opener, and they went to the Super Bowl? So pump the brakes, man. Chill. I will say this too, really quick. That tie could come back to haunt us, man, in terms of numbers. Because now, you know, instead of, which I didn't predict us to go 13-3, I said I'm looking at more of an 11-5, maybe a 10-6. Now that gets really dicey. Because now you can't even do 10-6. You can be 10-5-1. Yeah, that's a little dicey, right? So we'll see. We'll see. But I think I got everything off of my chest, guys. Wow, I talked for 31 minutes. I appreciate y'all listening. Now I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let's see what you guys have to say. And apologize for the camera, guys. I'm not as clear as I normally am. My dumb self forgot and left my real camera on and the battery is dead, so I'm using my webcam. You can clearly see the differences as far as the color and all of that. I don't think y'all care much. But let's go ahead and let's talk, man. I want to hear what you guys have to say. A lot of comments here tonight, man. I appreciate you guys joining in, man. Let's see. Let's start from the top. Mason M says Ben needs to check himself before the Chiefs. He definitely does. That's going to be a test. I heard that the kid Mahomes is looking good today. Let's see. T Sim says tied with the Browns, huh? Ha ha, laugh out loud. Whatever that means. Let's see what else. Jaden the Goat says I'm still a fan all the way, but how we gonna beat other teams if we can't beat the Browns? Let me tell you something. We might not. We might not. And I'm gonna share something with y'all, man. As much as I hurt when we lose, like it really sucks. My wife can come down here and tell you that. I see things a little differently now, being on the, I don't want to say, I'm not a beat writer, but I'm kind of a Steelers journalist type now, you know, doing this and covering these games like this. And I start seeing things a little more objectively. You know what I mean? Like understanding what happened, why we might not have won, why we might lose going forward. Again, I've invested in the all 22, so I'm going to go break all of that down. So I say all that to say this. We might not be we're probably not as good a team as we was last year in terms of win numbers. I don't see us winning the 13 games with the schedule we have. Are we capable? Yeah. But it's not a shocker to me. Remember I said this? I said this a couple weeks ago. Don't be surprised if we go into Cleveland and lose. I was almost right. So it is what it is, but you make a good point though. And again, don't sell Cleveland short. You know, it's week 1. So maybe we haven't hit our stride yet. Y'all know the Steelers do this. We struggle with Cleveland. Think about this. Did we not struggle with Cleveland last year in the opener? Barely beat them. And it came down to the last play. And we went 13-3. So don't give up yet, man. It's a week 1. Remember, this is just my word of advice. You usually don't know your team until about week 5, week 6. That's when you see what you really have. Everything else is preliminary. Now, you always want to see your team look better than worse. And in my opinion, I think as a team, I like how we're looking. We just can't turn over the ball. And Ben is going to have to play better a lot faster. I ain't into the slow start this year. I don't want that. And he don't get it going until week 8 like he did against the Colts game. You know, last year he started getting it going in the second half of that game. And from that point on, Ben was balling. I don't want to go through that again. So those are my takeaways from this game. Let's see what else y'all got. Yeah, Jesse Williams, I'm with you. You cannot turn the ball over 6 times and expect to win. You just can't. What up to my brother Tony? Me and Tony was texting and screaming and yelling the whole game. My man Kenya says self-inflicted wounds. Absolutely. Jaden the Goat also says Le'Veon need to hurry up and get his life together. I want to talk about that really quick. Thank you for reminding me. Let me go back to James Conner. I'm going to tell y'all something. I want Le'Veon Bell back. But in my opinion, I didn't see a drop-off today. I didn't see... Now, maybe you guys saw something different, so please enlighten me, and maybe I'll see something different when I look at the All-22. I didn't see Le'Veon Bell's presence not being there affecting us. I didn't see it. Now, again, it's the first game of the year. Of course you want Le'Veon Bell, but what I'm saying is we can't walk away from week 1 and say, wow, we really could have used Le'Veon Bell. I think Connor filled that role pretty well, even in the catching game. The boy even made a one-hand catch in overtime. Connor was balling, bro. Listen again, my man rushed for 135 yards and had 57 yards receiving. I don't think we missed Le'Veon Bell in this game. We'll have to look at it a little closer, but I didn't see it at first glance. But I would love for him to hurry up and get back. That's a nice little 1-2 punch right there. We'll see. And you guys in here talking about Fortnite and 2K. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Yeah, Mariano Papa. I think we was tweeting each other too. It did. This hurts. It does. Even though I said we could walk away with a loss, it still hurt to lose like that because we had the game under control, 21-7 in the fourth quarter. And yeah, James Conner did fumble, but let's not forget Le'Veon Bell has fumbled as well in recent years in big games. So I'm not going to let anybody do that to James Conner. Ali Howard said, I'd ride with Conner. He was a beast. But boy played today, man. My boy played that today. And like my man Kenya just said, it's week 1, guys. Don't throw the season away yet. It's week 1. This is the time where us as fans recognize what we need to clean up on. And I think we all would say turnovers. That was really the biggest issue today. And Ben Roethlisberger got to get out of his slump. What up, Ron? What's going on, brother? New Growth says, Steelers done, son. Be more taking that division. Whatever. I take it that you might be a Baltimore fan, and so why are you here? Jordan Mid said, embarrassing performance by Ben and the offense. We deserve better. Nope, not the offense. Ben. Look at the stats again. If you look at if we would have won the game, right? And we look at the stat line, we would have said, oh, there was some good performances there. Juju had a good performance, along with AB, which it didn't happen until later in the game, but AB had a great performance, and James Conner had an outstanding performance. The turnovers killed us. So I'm not going to blame the entire offense. Roethlisberger, along with some of the offensive line, mishaps, where Myles Garrett was getting his thing on. That was the problem. Individual efforts outside of Ben, I like what I saw from the team, even offensively. Too many interceptions in this game. Yep, that definitely very, very, very true, brother. And too many penalties. We got to eliminate these penalties too. And my boy had 31 carries. Like they really tried to work James Conner today, and he played well. Steeler Card says James Conner and TJ Watt played amazing. Couldn't agree anymore. Real fact said Ben Roethlisberger. Listen, and Tony is still in here, I'm sure. It's one guy that we are, the only person that we are concerned with week after week is Ben Roethlisberger. My man Tony say that all the time. And Ben Roethlisberger, he didn't play that well today, guys. And again, even if you take away the turnovers, Ben just was missing throws that Ben don't normally miss. Great throw to Juju, catching him in stride on that slant. Beautiful. Okay, and he made some decent throws and good decisions to get Antonio Brown the ball to move the chains. Great. Love what he did with the quarterback sneak. But early in that game and too often in that game, Ben just didn't look like Ben. And he just didn't. And I saw some wrinkles in that game, guys. I saw some wrinkles in the playbook. Switzer and running back. Okay, there was another situation. Did y'all see that play where we did a read option fake and pass? Whoa. I'm seeing Randy Fichtner. That ain't Todd Haley. Let's see. Real Fact says, I like the showing from our young boys, Conner, Juju, Watt, and Sutton. Couldn't agree more. Gabe Wood Bradham says, I'm a Steelers fan too. Welcome aboard, man. We all Steelers fans here. And don't forget, guys, help your boy out, man. If you like the video, if you like what we're talking about here, definitely please hit the like button. And also, y'all please share your thoughts in the comments. I did a poll on Twitter because I like to give you guys what you guys want. Question is, do y'all want me to continue this? Have basically 2 series of Terrible Towel Tuesday, where this will be the Terrible Towel post-game show. What I'll do is do the show right after the game, at some point after the game the same day, immediate reflections of the game. And then Terrible Towel Tuesday will be more talking about the future game. Do y'all like that? Do y'all want this to continue? Yeah or nay? Please let me know, because I want to do what you guys want. Let's see what else we get. Oh, yes, Steeler Cards. Thank you. We found a return man. A tip of the hat to Ryan Switzer. We found us a return man. I liked every single one of his returns today. Every one. I love that shiftiness. I love it. And like I said, I think he's going to get more opportunities, guys. He was in the lineup today. We didn't see James Washington in the lineup. I don't know what that was all about, but James Washington almost made a bonehead play late in the game on one of those punts, turning his back to the punt. But anyway, we didn't really see James Washington on offense. We saw mostly Tucker And there were times, no, not Tucker, excuse me, Hunter, Justin Hunter. And there were times when Switzer was lining up as a receiver. Interesting. Also lets me feel like that Eli Rogers probably in trouble. But I love what my man Switzer did in the return game. Y'all love it. Love what he was doing. Let's see. Lockdown 3000 says it's just 1 week. I'm not worried. I'm there with you, brother. Salutes to you. Real Fact says KC looks like the most explosive offense in the league. We have to shape up for next week, but I love the showing on the defense. I'm with you there. Buckeye Boy said the Steelers are supposed to beat the Browns. It's the NFL. I think the days of who you're supposed to beat, I think we can throw that out the window. Again, let me say something very real to y'all, man. It's a harsh realization. The Steelers are probably on the downslide in terms of being the most potent team offensively. I think we still have the capability, but again, Roethlisberger another year older. I think that window of having that phenomenal offense and should win a Super Bowl is closing. It's closing. So I'm not even on that train that much anymore about who we're supposed to be. Yeah, you would think we would beat the Browns. But again, I was of the mindset that we would go into Cleveland today and lose. And we almost did. It's week 1. Am I worried? No. But I'm just saying. I had a feeling it was going to be a game where we could have came out there with an L. What up, Marauder? Yeah, I see your Dolphins are still playing. Y'all playing Tennessee, right? I think they had some delays due to weather. Ali says, feels like the Jags all over again. Yeah, interesting comparison. You're right, though. Smitty753 says, Ben has to stop the slow start. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me get to some of the rest of these guys, and then we're going to get up out of here. Kenya says, after week 1, people panic. But let me remind, KC beat the Patriots last year, week 1. Where did both teams end up? Just saying. Relax. He put it in bold, so I'm going to say it like that. Relax. Chillax. Fully agree. John Paul Hunt says the CBA deal with the NFLPA is like EA with Madden with the NFL. 6 bad games equals 6 bad turnovers, man. Still holding out for a good... okay. Why are we talking about Madden and stuff here? Come on, man. Come on. Let's see what else we got here. Lord have mercy. Look, guys, can we stick to the script? He had another Madden. Why are we talking about Madden? This is a Steelers stream. We're talking about the reactions to the Steelers game. I want to hear what y'all got to say about that. I don't care what y'all talking about Madden or any other game right now. Let's see what else we... okay, he's trolling because now he's talking about Nike threw the NFL under the bus. And all right, nothing has anything to do with what we're talking about here. My boy NY Kid, what up, Kid? Kid says that might have been the most man coverage I've seen Steelers play in 3 years. See, Kid, no. Am I right, Kid? And that's what I was telling the fans here, man. Yo, the Steelers was manning up, bruh, a lot. And it's funny because, Kid, this is the funny thing about my beloved, I say beloved Steelers fans, and I love y'all all, even the ones that don't really pay attention. It's so funny, man, because we complain so much, and then when we get what we ask for, people don't even acknowledge it. That Steelers defense is changing right before your eyes. I saw a bunch of 3 safety sets. I saw a bunch of man coverage. I saw good pressure, which, again, TJ Watt being flipped to the opposite side, and Keith Butler looks like a genius in week 1. Come on, man. Give some credit where credit is due. That defense looks much improved. Here's the test. And shout outs to my father-in-law, Leonard. I was watching the game with him. He's absolutely right with this. Let's see how this defense plays against a real, I don't want to say real team, but a better team. Okay, if the Chiefs are better than the Browns, let's see how we play against them. Let's see how we deal with Tampa Bay since Fitzpatrick was able to sling the ball all over the place against a good Saints defense. Let's see what happens when we face off against the Ravens week 4, where the Ravens dominated the Bills. And I know some people say, oh, it was the Bills. I don't really know the Bills team like that, but still, Ravens looked in. They had the best performers out of the AFC North. I don't care who they played. Let's see how we look against a Saints passing team, a Falcons passing team, against Carolina the way they play. Let's see how we defend Phillip Rogers. You know, see what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. But so far, I'm seeing a much improved mindset and play style from the Steelers defense. Love it. Love what I see. Yeah. I'm with you, Kia. They were very fortunate to tie. They definitely should have lost that game. I saw you ripping Ben up on Twitter, and you were right. Some of the throws that, some of the thought process of this guy here, I don't know. I don't know. So, all right, let me take a look at a couple more of these. There go Leonard. Y'all say what's up to Leonard, man. That's my father-in-law right there, man. Y'all say what's up to Leonard. And Leonard was hot. We both was hot watching that game, because if y'all could have seen our faces when it was close, and then when we went up 21-7, me and Leonard basically sitting there saying, look, man, this is what we need to do to just go ahead and ice this one. And the next thing you know, James Conner fumbles, and it changes everything. But and Leonard is not happy. Neither am I. I'm not happy at how this game transpired. But like I told Leonard, I'm encouraged, because we should have lost. We should have lost. And how in the world did we still end up with a tie? That defense bailed us out time after time after time. And even the plays they gave up, you cannot expect a team, a defensive unit, to play great the entire game. It just doesn't happen. Every defense gets scored on. Every defense gets a pass thrown of them. Every defense gives up something. Every zone coverage and man coverage, a man pops open at some point. But time after time, that defense showed up. They did more than enough to win. I will not let nobody get at the defense, us Steelers fans. I won't allow y'all to attack that defense. Those boys did what they were supposed to do and played well enough to win that game. And the offense gave up the ball 6 times. That's just how that played out. Michael Garman, Edmonds he looked to pretty much be the starter. I did see, you know, Burnett came in third down situations, but if I'm not mistaken, again, I'll go back and look at the all 22 when it's available. If I remember correctly, in the first drive, Edmonds and Davis were back deep in our base defense, but then Burnett would come in when we would play a little bit of, you know, 3 safety set. I didn't see Matthew Thomas out there today, and I don't know, he might not even have been active, but you know, it looks like the approach we had today with the people we had on the field, it worked for the most part. I like how it looked. Let me give a shout out to Tyler Metakevich. This guy is a special teams dynamo. It's no wonder why we keep him on the roster. Is he great at linebacker? Not really. He's not the best inside linebacker in the world. But that kid, I swear, made every special teams tackle. Anything had anything to do with defense, that we played well. Oh, let me not forget, guys. I know y'all gonna kill me if I don't forget this. If I forget this, let's not beat up Chris Boswell for missing that field goal. Should he have made it? Yeah, but I remember looking at Leonard. Leonard, you remember this, right? I remember looking at you and said, Leonard, I don't feel comfortable about this field goal. And Leonard said, nah, you know, he's good, he's gonna make. I said, yeah, but that weather. Excuse me, heavy winds, downpours, any kicker is going to try to compensate for the wind, and he pushed it. He missed it. I'm going to throw him some bail, though. I'm going to shoot him some bail and say, listen, we shouldn't have put the boy in that position. Would I have liked him to hit the field goal and we walk out of there with a win? Absolutely. But again, because it was weather, I can't beat him up. Had it been a clear day, I mean, beautiful, crisp, you know, nice, beautiful, sunny day of football, and he missed it, then I'd be mad at him a little bit. But let's not forget that Chris Boswell has won so many games for us. He has been Mr. Clutch. Don't judge him for missing a kick with heavy wind and downpour rain. That's all I'm saying. So let's get that out of the way. Yeah, and T.J. Watt, Murata. T.J. Watt was the one who got the hand on the block punt to keep the Browns from winning. That dude just had an all-around game. All right, John Paul, I'm gonna put you on a timeout here, brother. Nobody wants to talk about video games in this stream. That's not what we're here for. Let's go. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna read a couple more of these guys, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Shout outs to Kevin Colbert for the Switzer pick. That was a good one. That was a good one getting him. You know, getting that guy. They traded for him, right? Yeah, we traded for him. That was a great trade. What up, Cody? I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you been? Cody Harris says Steelers defense looked great early on. Dupree and Watt switching sides definitely helped. They did. And I think what you're saying early on is I think you're just referring to early in the year, but I'll even take it a little further than that. I think they looked great early in the game and even late in the game. I think there was a little gap. First drive after the and actually I had the notes on that. Yep. I almost forgot. So let's read that, guys, what I said about them. First drive after the second half. Where was it? TJ Watt had a huge sack on the first play, and then the run game just started to spring leaks. That's what happened. The run game started to spring a leak, and we had a little bit of lapse right there in that one period. But I just wanted to see how they would respond to it, and the rest of the game they responded to that. You know, I'm sure the Browns made some type of adjustments and getting the ball first in the second half. They did what they were supposed to do. But that was the only time where I saw some lapses in the defense, if you will. Steeler Nation, what's good, man? Steeler Nation says Ben got weapons all around the field. He needs to look different ways than forcing the ball to. Same problem we had early last year. Now, I did give him credit that there were times in that game, like when he found Jesse James on the dump down. But, yeah, he still is looking for Brown all the time, which I understand that. But trust that talent you got around you, man. Because some of that pressure, you know, even though I beat up the offensive line a little bit, some of it could have been from Ben holding the ball. So, we got to blame Ben for a lot of this. Champagne Poppy, what up? He says defense looked really good, but the turnovers put them in a bad spot. Yep, that's it. Big game next week. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. You gotta get that win right there, man, because you know we gotta get back. Get to the winning column. You know, I would hate to be 1-1 where it's 1 loss, 1 tie. That would really suck. Oh, man. Appreciate it, Cody, man. Let's give Cody a round of applause, guys. Thank you very much, Cody, man. I appreciate the donation, man. I definitely appreciate your donation. Like I said, you guys, because of your donations, I've used the donations specifically, and I purchased the All-22, the NFL Game Pass is $99. So I plan to do some special things with that. I'm trying to figure out how I'll be able to show them to you guys on Tuesday without running a risk of, you know, getting a copyright. So I think what I'm going to probably do is take still shots of plays and kind of piece it together like that so I'm not hit with a copyright. But I want to start breaking down like maybe 2 or 3 key plays in each game that was either good or bad. So look out for that on Tuesdays. What else? Yeah, Cody, let me say that again, man, since you've been gone for a while. This will be an addition to Terrible Towel Tuesday. I'm going to start doing the Terrible Towel post-game show. Immediate reactions the day of the game, where I can, you know, it's fresh and raw, organic feelings, and then you guys' immediate reaction, so we can kind of have some discussion right away. Again, what I want to do as well, like I plan to do with Terrible Towel Tuesday, I want to get some of you guys on. You know, we could use, we could use Discord or probably Skype. You know, either one of them I probably could run through my streaming software just so people can hear you guys. And I want to give an opportunity for you guys to call in and give your thoughts. So, you know, I want to make this a little more interactive, but we'll figure out the best way to make that happen. Let's see what else. A couple more, and we're going to be about here. Okay, last one here. King Ross says Switzer was amazing. That fumble from Connor was costly. Yep. Offense played well in the third quarter, pretty much. He says third quarter only. I agree with that. Let me read that again. That tongue twisted right there. He said, let's read his whole comment again. King Ross says, Switzer was amazing. Fully agree. The fumble from Connor was costly. Fully agree. Offense played well in the third quarter only. Great point. And he said, defense, great first half and was solid overall. Artie seemingly gave them the momentum with that penalty. Great point there, King Ross. You are absolutely correct, my brother. Let's see. I think that's going to be it, man. Well, I will read this one last one. I'll read the one here from Kenyon Wright. And Ksus Abdul Aziz. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, brother, but I'll read what both of you guys are saying. So we'll finish with those. Kenyon says, fellas, Big Ben has always done that. From Hines to AB to Heath, he throws to who he trusts. That's why he makes risky passes. I could not state that any better. And Kasas Abdul Aziz, let me know if I'm saying that correctly. He says, I want to see more of Washington. Yeah, I want to see him. And yeah, I don't think he was on the field offensively, man. I didn't see him. I did not see him offensively. I just saw him on punt coverage. So I don't know. And I know he's nursing a little slight injury. So let's just see how that goes going forward. You know, I would have loved to have seen him get some work out there. Because I think Ben has grown some trust for him already, just seeing how he's played in the preseason. Even though he hasn't played much with Ben, but seeing the type of combative catches that the kid makes, you might feel a little more comfortable looking his way as well. So we'll see. But all right, man, that's going to do it for this particular show, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in to this brand new episode and brand new series that we will add in addition to Terrible Towel Tuesday. So I look forward to you guys, you know, feedback as well as participation as well as viewership for both the Terrible Towel post game and then Terrible Towel Tuesdays. All right, so that's going to do it for now. I'll be back on Tuesday, and we will further discuss a few key factors in this game, especially after we've heard Tomlin speak, and hopefully by then I'll have the All-22, 7 p.m. on Tuesday. That's Eastern Time. We'll jump into that, give a few reflections of today's game, but then we'll look ahead and look forward, you know, kind of see what Kansas City has done, and, you know, we'll kind of talk about what we're going to need to do to secure a victory next week. All right, so if you haven't already, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when the next videos are available. And I promise, guys, it'll never hurt you to hit the like button. All right, hit that like button. Help your boy out. So sad day, guys, but hey, we didn't lose. We didn't lose. So that'll do it for now, man. I'll catch you guys on Tuesday. All right, peace.